Good morning. I have an abundance of updates and news and things for you guys today, so let's just get today started and then we'll have a little chit chat. Anti-inflammatory hot chocolate ready to start the day. Let's get into some updates. I owe you guys some. It's been a while since I've done a vlog, so buckle up. Last you heard from me, I was on the low histamine diet, an attempt to see if that would help my skin. As you may or may not be able to tell, due to the vast amount of cacao that I put in here and cinnamon and everything else, I am no longer on a low histamine diet. Throughout the whole month of being low histamine, I didn't notice any significant changes in my skin, good or bad. So a couple weeks ago, I reintroduced all of the histamines. I was gonna do it slowly, and then I just said, you know what, like, I want to know for sure if histamines are an issue, so I'm just gonna go all out and eat all the histamines all at once and see what my body does. And I was like, if I end up, you know, reacting severely, I react severely, great, but at least I have an answer. So I just went ham. I did, like, I don't even remember. I did bone broth. I did meat that, you know, wasn't like very carefully low histamine sourced. I added something fermented. I don't know, lots of things. Zero reaction, none whatsoever. Body did not care that after a month of having very low histamine levels in my diet, I suddenly flooded it with histamine. So that's checked off the list as something that is not the root cause of my skin issues. Yay! The list is just still infinitely long. That's okay. One more thing is off of it. So that's the conclusion of low histamine. Unfortunately, not the conclusion of Marissa's skin journey. Last week, I decided to risk it for the biscuit and I went on a hike. Even though last time I went on a hike, my skin flared. And I was like pretty convinced that my flare was triggered by the hike because I've mentioned this a million times before. I'm pretty darn sure I'm somewhat allergic to something in Southern California, or at least there's something in the air here that is causing irritation in my body and manifesting as skin issues. So after my last hike and I flared, I was like, there must just be something that's like in nature, or it could be the pollution as a whole in the city of Los Angeles, because there's a lot of pollution here. But after that hike, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna hike for a while. And then I hiked last week when my skin was in a relatively stable place. It is no longer stable. It flared really badly. Like, this is possibly worse than the last flare, except for the fact that it's less concentrated on my face, which just makes day-to-day life a little bit less miserable than it was before. But as a whole, my body is reacting at least as bad as it did to the last flare after I went on a hike. Like, you can probably see how splotchy my arms are. My face is definitely a little bit splotchy, chest, etc. Super fun times. Amazingly, this time, I'm feeling a lot more optimistic. Last time I flared, I was in like a spiral of hopeless despair. I was not in a good headspace after my last flare. This time I'm just like, it is what it is. I will survive. I will keep on keeping on. It sucks, but one day I will figure this out. So this does put me yet again back at square one when it comes to solving my skin issues. Right now, for the next few weeks, my main focus is testing. Getting more concrete answers about what's going on in my body. I just did some lab work and got like a full panel and just got my results back, waiting to have a follow-up consultation on that. So I'll let you guys know what I find when that happens. But I've done a couple other tests. I'm looking into some more testing. I'm currently trying to figure out the best way to get some like heavy metal testing, see if there's anything going on there. I think before I dive into another super specific protocol like low histamine or anything like that, I want more data to hopefully point me in some direction, so I'm not just like taking a stab in the dark. Low histamine was not a stab in the dark. I had my reasons for thinking it would work, but alas, did not. And then while I am going through all of this testing, my game plan nutritionally and lifestyle wise is kind of just to focus on being as anti-inflammatory as possible. Hence why I'm starting my day with this like anti-inflammatory hot chocolate. Like cacao, very, very anti-inflammatory. Same with turmeric. Cinnamon can be good for inflammation. So my goal overall is just kind of to make sure that everything in my diet has a purpose and will be actively helping my overall health and hopefully helping reduce inflammation. I mean, obviously not every single ingredient that I include can be directly anti-inflammatory, but as a whole, that is going to be the focus. Like, especially now that I'm in a bit of a flare, like I figure the more I can just bring down inflammation in my body, the better. And then I'm just gonna kind of go from there. Okay, first of all, look at this cat. She's the cutest. Second of all, I finished my little breakfast hot chocolates. Now it's time to make actual breakfast. So for breakfast, I'm doing eggs, I'm doing fruits, I'm doing veggies. I prepped this veggie hash the other day. It's like half sweet potato, a quarter beets, and a quarter carrots. So I'm just gonna cook this up with a couple tomatoes. And then I'm gonna attempt to poach 2 eggs. I've never poached eggs in my life, so like, wish me luck. This might go horribly. Okay, I'm literally just following the first video that came up when I searched how to poach an egg. So boil water was step 1. We're boiling. Add a splash of vinegar. Did not give measurements, so fingers crossed. Reduce to simmer. That's pretty simmery. I have an egg. Okay, I feel like this went pretty well so far. Alrighty, now we just got a little bit of this guy, some tomato basil pesto, and a smidge of olive oil. If this isn't the most beautiful anti-inflammatory breakfast, I don't know what is. Full of protein, veggies, fiber, lots of foods with various antioxidant compounds. Let's see how I did with these eggs. Let me show you a close-up of how perfect this yolk consistency is. This is beautiful. I don't love my yolks like extremely runny, but I still like them a little gooey. Oh my god. Yes, I did it. I am the egg poaching master. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm just gonna like mix all this up and eat it together. If you want When I first moved into this house, I had no idea that this tree was an avocado tree. Moving here was the best decision of my life. The sweet, sweet sound of no longer being low histamine. Just cracked open. Nice cold kombucha. Getting all the histamines, all the probiotics, all the delicious goodness. So, oh god, I just ran my arm into the desk. Supplement-wise, I have removed all of the supplements that I was taking specifically for the low histamine diet, like quercetin, the histamine blocker, all of that good stuff. And now I don't have my fully formulated supplement plan yet. I will update you guys if and when it becomes relevant. I do think I'm gonna be adding a lot more back in, just because there's so many things that you can add in to help with inflammation. And then I think I'm also gonna kind of refine them as I start to get lab tests back. Like if there's anything specific that I'm deficient in and need to supplement with, that will get added in and maybe prioritized over something that may be not as anti-inflammatory. You know, I will be refining as I go with this, because again, I'm not following like a specific protocol right now. I'm just trying to reduce inflammation, get to the healthiest state possible without knowing the underlying cause of my skin issues. I just ordered a really high quality curcumin or turmeric supplement, so I think that's gonna be key. Next big thing that I'm adding in is Symbiotica's inflammatory health supplement. I just started adding this in, so I can't attest to, you know, anything it's done for me specifically so far, but the reviews on the website are fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to seeing if I get some of those benefits, but like there's a whole host of ingredients in this, so I won't read them all to you, but basically it's just chock full of ingredients that should support reduction of inflammation within the body. And it kind of is a supplement that covers all of the bases. Like I could add in 20 different supplements, or I could add in this one because it has most of them in it. So I think this will just be a really good, like, cover all the bases anti-inflammatory supplement. And then I will also for sure be focusing on the Symbiotica vitamin C. Vitamin C is an essential vitamin that plays a huge role in immunity and inflammation regulation. It's a super powerful antioxidant, so it helps neutralize free radicals. And then because it also supports the immune system, it in turn can help reduce inflammation, because inflammation is an immune response. There's a huge body of data to show that vitamin C supplementation can help reduce inflammatory markers like CRP, interleukin-6. It can help with blood sugar regulation, which can also have a positive effect on inflammation. So for the most part, I'm gonna be adding this to my water, but right now, I think I'm just gonna take it straight from the packet. It's really good. It's a citrus vanilla flavor. If you guys are looking for any high quality supplements, I do highly recommend Symbiotica. I have been taking their stuff for years now, and it's because I fully 100% trust the company to do everything really well, which is just so crucial when it comes to supplements, because, you know, the supplement market is not well regulated, and so there's a lot of supplement companies out there that just aren't doing things well. And so when you take their supplements, you're probably not getting the dose that they say you are, and maybe it does contain that dose, but because of the way it's processed, because of the way that the like molecules are packaged, because of the way it's been extracted, etc., the bioavailability or the amount that your body can absorb might be a lot lower than it would be if things were done correctly. So like with Symbiotica's vitamin C and a couple of their other key supplements, they use liposomal delivery. So that essentially means that the vitamin itself is like packaged in a liposome, and this helps it get through the digestive tract and absorbed into the bloodstream at a much higher rate than a vitamin C that does not use liposomal delivery. So this one packet has 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. So from that, you're going to be able to absorb and utilize a much higher percentage of that 1,000 milligrams than you would if you were to get like the cheapest drugstore vitamin C supplement pill that you could find. Even if it said 1,000 milligrams, you're not gonna be getting as much out of it as you would if you took this one. People shy away from more expensive supplements, but in my opinion, cheap supplements are more expensive because you would actually have to spend more money to get the same amount, for the most part, into your body and like utilized by your body than you would compared to a higher quality supplement. So that's why whenever I do any like health protocol, or if I'm literally just focusing on optimizing my health, reducing inflammation, like just trying to live my healthiest life, my go-to is Symbiotica supplements. If I'm like in my head making a list of like, oh, these are the supplements I should take, like vitamin C, zinc, elderberry, etc., my first thought is, does Symbiotica have these? If so, I'm going to add those in. So as always, I do highly recommend checking out Symbiotica if you're looking for good quality supplements that are actually going to get you the results that you're after from taking any specific supplement, again, rather than trying out a cheap one where you may or may not get any benefits because it's just not high enough quality to make a difference. So if you do want to check it out, you can go to symbiotica.com/MissFitAndNerdy. I'll leave a link down in the description box below that will get you 20% off of anything on their website. So go check it out. Again, link down in the description. Exercise-wise, I have actually been increasing my exercise intensity lately, which trying to find the good balance between doing the most exercise I can to help reduce inflammation and not over exercising if I do have an excess of inflammation in my body. So I really am listening to my body, but I ended up going to an actual gym the other day for the first time in a very long time, because as I told you guys a while ago, I kind of quit resistance training for a little bit, and so I was just working out from home. But I was like visiting my parents in San Diego. It's harder to work out from home there, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to the gym. I picked up some weights, and it felt really good, and my body was really happy, and I was just like, ooh, I think my body might be in a place to like it again. So I've lifted a couple times since then. I've also done more running since then. For quite a while, I've just been focusing a lot more on like mobility, things that are much more gentle and less intense on the body. But I don't know, right now it feels like my body can handle a little bit more, so I'm just giving it a little bit more. We'll see how long that lasts. Like ideally what I'd love to do is like lift 3 days a week, run 3 days a week, and then also do some like yoga and mobility stuff in there, which would be like a lot to go from doing like minimal to doing that. But if I like lift half an hour or run half an hour and then I add in a little bit of like yoga and mobility, I still wouldn't be doing more than like an hour of exercise a day. I probably wouldn't do that more than like 6 days a week. Like I would still keep it chillish, but I'm just slowly adding some stuff back in. But anyway, my plan was to lift today. I was gonna show you my whole like little half-hour lower body workout that I've been doing this last week and a half that I started adding exercise back in. But my friend hit me up like an hour ago. She's like, you want to do this yoga class with me? So I signed up for the yoga class. So she's gonna be here in like 5 minutes and we're gonna go do that. And it's like a 75-minute long yoga class. It's like I've never signed up for a yoga class that's more than like an hour time slot, which means it's never more than like a 50-minute yoga class. So I don't really know what I'm in for, but it did say like all levels, so I don't think it's gonna be like that intense. But we will see. Side note, in case anyone is curious, literally just showing you because I have it in my hand. This is the deodorant I use. It's natural fresh cream deodorant from Mugu. I found a lot of natural deodorants really irritated my skin. I think because of the baking soda or whatever it is that's in a lot of natural deodorants, but this one does not have that. So if you have tried natural deodorants and they irritate your arms, try Mugu. Also, in case anyone is like, what the heck was Marissa just like putting all over herself? It's just my little custom blend of not avocado oil, aloe vera, jojoba oil, and olive oil. I've just been mixing it up in this little jar and using that as a moisturizer, and my skin seems to love it. I mean, at least as far as my skin can love anything, but you know. I am literally in such a rush. My friend said she was gonna be here 2 minutes ago, so she's gonna be here any second. What do you bring to yoga classes? I'm wearing leggings, I'm wearing a sports bra. We're good. Bringing a sweatshirt, because it's gonna get cold. I have my flip-flops. What else do you need? Yoga mat in my car. Need to get that. Is that it? Oh, this is gonna make my hair look like trash. Oh well, it's fine. Glasses. Knew I was forgetting something, although honestly I'd probably be fine without them, and they'll probably come off 5 minutes into class because I'm gonna start sweating and they're gonna fall off my face, but need them to at least get to the class. Okay, my friend has arrived. Time to go. Flow. Alexa, turn my lights off. Okay. That class was so good, extremely challenging, like definitely top 2 most challenging yoga classes that I've ever done. I wasn't able to film too much of it, filmed this little part, but couldn't film much more because I was mostly just fighting for my life, but in like a really good way. Like it wasn't like, oh my god, I actually feel like I'm dying, it's so challenging. It was like, oh my god, my body is being pushed in ways that feel really challenging but also feel really good. So it ended up being an incredible class. My body feels really good right now. I'm very happy I did it, very happy my friend texted me. It honestly felt, interestingly, just as challenging as my resistance training has the last like week. I've literally lifted like 4 times in the last week and a half, but it felt about as challenging as that. Obviously not the same type of challenging, but like the same level of intensity, which I don't usually feel with yoga. Usually with yoga, the challenge for me is just like pain from stretching because I'm not super mobile and flexible. And so it's just like breathing into the stretches and kind of pushing through that pain, which honestly, I probably push myself harder than I probably should. But with this one, it was a lot of like strength and control within ranges of motion that were challenging but not painful. So anyway, I decided to sign up for a class tomorrow night because my friend is free tomorrow night too, and she's like, there's a yin yoga class, let's do it. I was like, okay. I have more that I want to say on exercise, but I am now very hungry. It is dinner time, so let's go cook some dinner, maybe have a little dessert and then we can keep chatting. Let's feed Marissa first though. Alrighty, here's what we got for dinner. I'm gonna make a giant salad going heavy on the healthy fats and obviously the anti-inflammatory ingredients. So for protein, I cooked up some chicken thighs the other night. You guys know me, chicken thighs, one of my top 3 favorite foods. This will be the base of the salad. I got my spicy mix. There's spinach, there's arugula, there's other stuff, basically chock full of anti-inflammatory greens. And then if I'm being honest, I know this is not very Fitspo of me to say, but this, not a fan. I don't like spinach. Arugula, fine. Kale, kind of like it. But as a whole, can't do this as the base for my salad. I need something that's just crunchy water. So I do like 50-50 romaine and the darker leafy greens that actually have the benefits in them. And then for more veggies, I'm gonna do, I don't know how much of this carrot, we'll see, at least half of this carrot, some red onion, and then maybe a tomato or two since I already had tomatoes with breakfast. Then we also have artichoke hearts, which great veggie, but also double as a healthy fat just because they are soaked in olive oil. And then for other healthy fats, I'm gonna chop up some almonds and some walnuts and just cook them up to get them a little bit toasty. Gonna do half an avocado. I'm gonna put in a little bit of this cilantro lime avocado oil dressing from Primal Kitchen just to add a little bit of flavor. Then I'm probably just gonna do like 50-50 that and this really high quality olive oil that I got. And that'll be it. Maybe a little bit of salt and pepper on top, like a pinch. Smidge, tiny bit. And then in the meantime, while I prep dinner, I'm gonna sip on some tea. So I'm about to make some tea. That's all I've had to drink today. It's my little hot chocolate and my kombucha. That's not enough. I have not been following my own recommendations today. Don't hold it against me, but I'm paying the price. I'm very thirsty. So I have a mint tea and a raspberry tea, a little bit of honey at the bottom, and some electrolytes. And then I did something very fun the other day and I prepped some anti-inflammatory tea ice cubes. I just chopped up a bunch of ginger, a little bit of turmeric, and boiled that for like 10 minutes. Threw in juice of an entire lemon and then just let it cool and froze it into ice cubes. Now I can get some ginger and turmeric in my tea whenever I make tea. So those things are very anti-inflammatory. And we have the anti-inflammatory salad of the evening. It might not look like much, but because there's so many sources of fat in it, it is delicious. I mean, you guys know me, I'm very partial to high fat meals. They just make me very happy. If I weren't extremely full, I'd want to eat that salad all over again right now. I'm not even joking. But instead, it's time for dessert. I'm having a little Honey Mama's peanut butter cup chocolate. While I am trying to be anti-inflammatory, I'm not cutting out dessert entirely. I mean, one serving of this is only 7 grams of sugar. And giving myself a little bit of dessert every night ensures that I don't end up just binging on other bigger dessert in the future. So, as I was saying about exercise, the other week, last week, when I started thinking about resistance training again and kind of formulating a plan for myself, my 30th birthday is coming up in January, and so in my head I was like, you know, it would be great to be in not the best shape of my life by 30, like that's not really the goal, but to just feel really good rolling into 30, you know? And so I started kind of formulate a plan, a getting back on track sort of plan, if you will, a project comeback sort of plan, if you will. And then I was like, oh no, here we go again. This is like project comeback 12.0. How many times can I really do project comeback? Like, am I really this all over the place where like I keep falling off the wagon and have to get back on the wagon and start over? And I just kind of started, I wasn't spiraling, but you know, I started getting those thoughts of like have I really been struggling this much with my fitness journey? But then I realized that for the last, I don't even know how long, however long it's been that I haven't been intentionally resistance training, like that was a very conscious decision that I made. Like everything that I've been doing for at least the last few months has been on track. It has just been on a different track, but it was still a track that I chose for myself at the time based on what I wanted and what I needed and what my goals were. And I felt good about those decisions. It's not like I fell off the wagon and stopped resistance training because I like couldn't get myself to do it, I lost motivation, whatever it was I made an active decision to just pursue different goals and put myself on a different track. And it is perfectly okay and acceptable for me to decide to just switch tracks because I just want to be on a different track. Like if the track that I'm on is not currently serving me, or if there's a track that I could be on that could be serving me better, why not? So all this is to say, I am not doing Project Comeback 12.0, but I am basically, in theory, I mean, we'll see what happens in the next couple weeks as I try to do this, but right now, the game plan is implement Project Comeback strategies to ramp back up into lifting, into just doing more working out as a whole, into pushing my body more, being able to actually progressively overload, and I will keep you guys updated on how that goes. Never fear, the remainder of my hydration is here. Staying hydrated today, even if I was a little bit delayed. It's fine. Just made a whole nother thing of tea. Now I have my evening supplements, which include ashwagandha. I'm also considering like dabbling in adrenal support, cortisol support. Honestly, mostly in the form of ashwagandha, but just thinking that I know that stress does trigger my skin to flare, and so if I can just keep all the stress just locked in, not locked in, keep it down to a minimum, keep it nice and calm, then that'll probably help my skin too. So that leaves us at testing, prioritizing, running tests, getting data, focusing on lowering inflammation, and I guess stabilizing cortisol, but mostly lowering inflammation. Project Comeback 24.0, finding that sweet spot with exercise where I am pushing myself again, but you know, not too much for whatever my body can handle right now. And we'll go from there. I'll keep you guys updated. If you have questions about any of this, about my journey, about my thoughts, feelings, decisions, etc., let me know down in the comments below. In the meantime, do make sure you check out Symbiotica at symbiotica.com/MissFitAndNerdy. Link down in the description box below to get yourself 20% off of all of their amazing high quality supplements. If you liked the video, please give a big thumbs up. It really does support me and my channel. I really genuinely appreciate it. Please share this video with your friends, your family, your gym buddies. If you want to see more content from me all about health and fitness, you can check it out over here. To see future videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit the little notification bell so you get notified when I post a video, and I will see you very soon. Bye.